Hi Cancer, welcome to your January 2021 reading. It's my pleasure to read for you guys. As you know, these readings are timeless and signless, so you actually don't need to have Cancer placements at all. And you can watch this video whenever you see fit, whether it be 10 years from now. If it resonates, then it's for you. If you'd like a personal reading with me, just go ahead and look for my Etsy link on whatever platform that you're on. And please know that as of right now, the wait list is about 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks, for your reading to be delivered, okay? But once you place your order, you can relax. You'll be in great hands, mine. Okay, so let's jump right in. Okay, Cancer. So let's feel what you are picking up on. Guys, I have to be honest. I'm feeling a little bit of the energy, some energies, karmic energies coming back around. So it's almost like if you have not finished clearing up some karmic energies, let's say from a year or two ago, it's going to come right back around right now because, you know what? I feel like I also saw something about that astrologically. I think it was on Eliza Kelly's Instagram page where she talks about, I think it's the conjunction, and I guess maybe last week or 2 weeks ago or whatnot, she had predicted that there would be like a little bit of a return to the past. And then I saw today that that's, I guess, what she's saying is happening. But energetically, that's what I'm feeling for you, Cancer. I don't know if it's related, but either way, for a lot of you, though, I do feel that you may well have already. I'm hearing the word delved into that karma. Also, the word deviled into that karma. And the third one, dealt with that karma already. Now, if you are one of those people who have already addressed it and dealt with it, then you will be actually heading into a paradigm shift. So you're going to have a little bit of an upgrade. But if you haven't yet, let's pull a card for right underneath there to signify what's going on with you. Is it this one? Maybe both of these. And then there's more than one group. Okay. Yeah, so if you have not completed that karma as yet, then for some of you, Spirit is saying you need to get to this place where you're making this decision to have that happen, to get that done. And if you, sorry, I just noticed there's a there's an ant on my phone. I kept my door open, dear God. So if you see something randomly crawl in the camera or block it for a second, we know. That's so funny. Anyway, so Spirit is saying if that is you and you have not dealt with it, some of you will have to get into a mindset where it's like you're deciding, I gotta do this once and for all. I have the Justice card peering at me from up on the shelf over there, but they're coming into the reading to let us know this is about balance and scales. For other groups of you who may not have dealt with that karma as yet, I'm feeling that for some of you, you're even a little bit, I don't want to say further behind, but because you still haven't dealt with the shame of what is coming with that, So it's like, how could you even make this paradigm shift, this upgrade for yourself if you haven't considered the shame, if you haven't put that to the side as yet? We all make mistakes. It just happens that way. And we've all been on the receiving end, and of course sometimes with that we kind of want to see other people be remorseful, and but really the truth is that if you are the person who is feeling this shame, you have to realize that shame is one of those, like guilt, it's one of those useless emotions. Once you really process it, you realize that it serves no function. It's a little bit like punishing yourself. And so it's also that set of emotions where you just have to work through. So please, Cancer, I'm not sure where exactly this is meeting you. However, I do see that some of you who have already dealt with that, or those of you who have already dealt with that, you'll be hitting that karmic shift, or you're going to be shifting into a higher space. But if you haven't yet, then please make sure that you are acknowledging it and making the decision to do it. And for the rest of you, if you are still feeling too much shame around it to look at it as yet, please work on the shame. But look, yeah, this is the eye on the prize right here. It's ascension. But it's like Spirit is showing this right here. It's at this level. They're saying all you need is a little bit of willingness to shift this energy. It's not about punishment. It's not about any of that. It's just about creating balance. Look, the harmony. It's just about creating balance within the field, your energy field, and also, I guess, within the larger community. Everything that we do, yeah, and they're also going back to the past. They're saying everything that we do stems from something. So they're having me put that on top of this card where the shame is. And for some of you, the shame is still alive because it's connected with other people. Oh, look. Okay. Why? Do I even need to shuffle sometimes? It's connected with other people. Like maybe, like for example, this is only one example. Maybe you, the listener, were part of a third party situation. Maybe you were the third party and you led to the breakup of a couple. And I know that some people say, oh, well, they didn't lead to it. And that's true. It takes two to tango. However, energy at rest stays at rest. If there was no energy that was there to kind of pick up that already flailing energy of the I guess, person who steps outside of the connection, anyway, the point is, guys, there's more, there's always more to a story, but the point here is sometimes you may be part of something and it includes other people, and so there's a little bit of that collective shame, and so therefore it's a little bit hard for you to move forward. But the reason why Spirit put that past life activation card there is because they want to let you know, to help you alleviate some of the shame around that. They want to let you know that these behaviors and the things that happen to us and the choices we make, a lot of them are motivated by our past. And it's the past unseen that we're not really able to, I guess, maneuver out from. So for example, if you have an active past lifetime that is so active and you have no idea about it and it's just running amok, it may be a contributing factor to some of the decisions that you make here. We already see how that can be the case with our conditioning from childhood. So Spirit is trying to say that yes, karma does have to occur, but you also have to give yourself a break. You have to show yourself compassion, because everybody makes mistakes. And a lot of times the quote unquote mistakes we make they feel it's almost uncontrollable. It's almost like you're not able to avoid making that choice because of the strength of what is left. That's what it is. The strength of what is left unresolved on the inside from past lifetimes, from this lifetime. And this is not to be an apologetic, an apologist. Is that the word? It's not to give people who are engaged in whether it's third parties or other things, embezzling, things that hurt other people. It's not to give them an out. It's just to speak the truth, right? So Spirit is saying for this group, if you're still dealing with shame, you have to hold your center. And part of holding your center, for you, the little bit of willingness to really have a shift for yourself is going to come from understanding that all you need to do is start showing love to yourself. Now, as I'm saying start showing love to yourself, a card wants to come in. And it almost feels like a little bit of a question from one of you guys as well. See this card, Divine Sensuality? This speaks to the temptation to keep doing whatever it is that kind of got, see that alignment? See, that kind of got you involved in whatever this karmic situation was that is making you feel shame at this time. This is for those of you who are dealing with the shame issue. So it's almost like the question is, well, what if we can't help ourselves? And this is a taboo question I'm going to ask, and maybe some of you guys will disown this question, and this is the realm of shadow work. But the question I'm being asked right now by somebody, or maybe a few of you, what if I like it? Or what if I liked it? For example, it does not only have to be about cheating. It could be about stealing, it could be taking money from somebody, it could be usurping somebody's power at work, it could be stepping in and taking their promotion, whatever it is. But let's say in a cheating position, what if I like being the third party? What if I liked knowing that I was the one getting that attention, and the other, his wife or his girlfriend or the person I knew was connected with him or her or whatever, didn't know. What if I like that power? I just looked up at the phone, 10 minutes, 10 seconds. So this is definitely some energies that are on this call right here. Now, it could be a little triggering for some of us watching, especially if you're on the receiving end of this kind of energy, or this kind of, compulsion that is driving somebody who fits into this category. But you have to remember that the whole point here is to release the shame from it, because everybody at some point in their entire existence has dealt with everything conceivable, whether it's murder, theft, infidelity, stealing from other people, whatever it is. Just as I said, stealing from other people. Yeah, I just saw these cards fall out. Let me see if they... You know what? I'm getting that for some of you, these three cards fell out. Stealing from other people. It kind of seems to be carrying along this third party line, but it doesn't have to. It could be fitting into whatever dynamic, it's the dynamic that's similar, but whatever details are yours. So for some of you, we have this card here signifying somebody who is creating a blockage to you elevating yourself. So, for a lot of you, this is you trying to connect with somebody who is either unavailable to you because they're in another connection with somebody else, or they're just unavailable to you because they're emotionally unavailable, or they're a user or something. You have to let this person go. So you have to choose. That's why they literally fell like this. Because it's either you're here with this person who is stopping you from having your elevation and your growth. Also, they're saying this could also refer to a major blockage in your life. For some of you, it's a mother figure that I'm getting here. Interesting. But for some of you, because see how helpless you feel, Cancer, or whoever you are, to this major influence in your life. So whatever this is, it's somebody or something that is blocking you from having your elevation. Yes, it can be the shame, but I really feel like it's a person. You can choose to keep going that way, or you can choose to open up and have the elevation that you need in your life. Again, what that's going to look like is going to be different. If you're part of this group that's still dealing with a lot of shame to the point that you haven't even allowed yourself to look at the issue, then Spirit is saying the little bit of willingness that is required for you, let's say in January or whenever you're watching this, is to say, dear God, I'm ready to be without shame at this time. And I just looked over, it's 13 minutes, 13 seconds. I no longer want to feel the shame. This is it, the quote unquote shame of my existence. Because remember, shame is basically feeling bad about who you are. And guilt is about feeling bad about what you have done. And so you see, these two are very, very big, immovable blocks. So Spirit is saying for you, that should be what you need to refer to, okay? Let's go ahead. Wait, where is this? No, this wants to go... One of these two places. This wants to go here, but it also wants to extend itself to this group. This group is the group of you who have not worked on the karmic shift, but you have looked at, like, you need to make that decision to make that jump. Remember, this group is in shame and hasn't even looked at themselves to be able to make a decision. If you're in this group where you're in a position to make that decision, Spirit is showing you your little bit of willingness is you recognizing that you just want to have a better life. I'm ready to shift. And once you do that, then you can kind of have that upward movement for yourself. These are three different levels of upward movement. Okay. And again, going back to the beginning of this call, they were saying that Cancer, whoever you are at this point in January, or whenever you watch this video, you could be ready to have that shift already, or you could be in a position where you are being encouraged to decide to do it, or you can be in a position where Spirit is encouraging you to release yourself from the cycles of guilt and shame, and to make that, then look at yourself and then be able to make that decision. Okay. But again, they're saying the key to doing that is to have compassion for yourself, understanding that even if you still enjoy the thrill of whatever the activity is that you're doing, you have to love yourself and understand that there are reasons why that compulsion is there, sometimes coming from past lifetimes. And trust me, guys, I can attest to that because I literally do shadow work. And when I look in people's energy fields, it's like, wow, no wonder the struggle is there. Okay. So not to give you a little bit of an out on that, but this is what I'm corroborating it. Let's see. Yeah. Boom. That's it. Eternal Now, Master Healing. Okay. So this Cancer, this reading is pretty much coming through for you about healing. Now let's go ahead and pull a few cards right here. Yeah. Spirit is saying there's also a lot of self-hatred as well in this category. Whenever you're having that shame energy, it's a lot of self-hatred. I'm getting a car for somebody. There's so much self-hatred for somebody in this group that it's almost like I'm seeing you getting behind this car and just wanting to drive yourself into a brick wall because you're so disgusted with yourself. So please, we want to not have those energies flying around. Look, there's the brick wall. They're saying this is what you should do with a brick wall instead. You can lean up against it, unplug, relax for a spell, right? They're so good at their like collective reasonings. Like they're so good at the channeling, the guides. Yeah, they're saying they're watching you. You see, Spirit is watching you. So some of you in this group, I feel that they are watching you even as you pretend to want to make a change in your life. Again, this is for those of you who have not really looked at yourself as yet, and you may still enjoy the thrill of whatever it is that you're engaging in, right? So Spirit is saying there's still that desire of not wanting to change. That's the summary of that. But at the same time, that gives rise to the disgust that you're feeling for yourself. So Spirit is saying, I want to pull these cards in. Yeah. Hold on. Spirit is saying they're watching you. They're watching you and they're watching out for you nonetheless. Let's pull a surrender card for this group. Okay. Ooh, that card almost jabbed me. Surrender to rest and sleep. Unplug and relax for a spell. There you go. It's talking about refraining, doing as much as you can to refrain from certain activities. Surrender to miracles. See how it's getting closer to the Ascension card for you to have your shift. You can have your shift. This is not saying you can't have it. You have to just make the decision to trust in Spirit and to know that you're worthy of having a miracle for you. And you can have that miraculous turnaround. One more card. Ooh, gosh, your cards are jumping, this group. Surrender to your soul's path, okay? This I don't know why my hand's at this level, but it's showing the level that you're at. They want to elevate you up, okay? This group. Let's go ahead with this group here. Yeah, some of you in this group might be every now and then slipping into this group, but you're closer to here, but you're slipping back in with some of these behaviors. I'm getting a piano for somebody here, okay? So mind yourself a bit, guys. If you're in this group, and if you're the person who is in this group and you keep slipping back, you have to make sure that you have somebody you trust who can help you stay accountable to yourself, okay, to your behavior. Surrender stress. The stress that I'm getting here is the stress it's hard in this group if you're on that borderline. The stress for those on the borderline here is about trying to stop themselves from being pulled back into this group where there is this desire, this temptation to still engage, whatever it is, whether it's drugs, whether it's infidelity as a cheater, or as a mistress, or whether it's whatever it is. Okay. And you keep getting something about homes, like if you're in the real estate agency and you're doing something that is unscrupulous with the paperwork or something to get a kickback. Or also, what was the other thing I was getting? Embezzlement. Okay, so just watch that. So yes, but the difference in this group is that you kind of have, it's almost like to say, I don't want to say you know better, because that implies this group doesn't know better, and that's not what I'm trying to say. Well, I'm not saying anything, I'm actually channeling, so but they're saying this group, you know better, and there's a level of consciousness that comes with it, and maybe it's like you know better, and so you gotta keep fighting there. Surrender, defensiveness. Okay, but as I'm seeing surrender, oh my god, see, wow, okay, look. They're really getting in there with us. Okay. Surrender to passion. No, see how it falls like this? You have to be careful with that passion because it's a temptation. Surrender to spirit instead for this group. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. This is talking about being, hanging around with people that you know are just going to suck you back in. This was this blockage here again. For some of you, it's dealing with people that are, they're blocking your well-being. This one, what I was going to say is, as I see this, they're saying you have to have boundaries with your behaviors here. All right. So in both cases, surrender and healthy relationships, because it's all about relationships at times. Wow, you see these cards are flipping out. Surrender to wonder and awe, but you see this looks like the temptation and then the other side. There's like no interest in over here. It's just wanting to be here. So instead we want to, even my hands are being pushed back over here. See the coloring? So we want to just, anyway, try to break that up. The other group's like, what about us? Okay, let's see. What's going on with you? Those of you who at this time in January have already kind of done all this, and now you are having your shift. What does Spirit want to say for you? Is this the card? Surrender any low self-esteem. They're saying, remember, that's part of where you just came from. So continue to work. Whoa, this card really wants to come out. Surrender to the magic of who you are. So you see how the energies are different already, above and below this line. For some of you, you're dealing with some type of family member. I don't know what that is. Some type of family. It's two stories. Well, for some of you, are dealing with a family member. It feels like very much like not having a lot of structure in your day, or not having a lot of structure, and you're dealing with a family member of some sort. It feels like a female, like a sister-in-law or something like that, and there's like no structure. And then this is just surrender to your intention, to your intuition. Spirit is saying, if you have nothing else under your control, at least try to move your eyes upward. Give your eyes to heaven, so to speak. Ooh, look at the time. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Last card on the bottom. Oopsies. Surrender to inner peace. All right. So I'm going to leave it here, guys, so that it can fit on Instagram. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please do feel free to reach out. For some of you, I would definitely suggest a shadow reading. I purposefully kept that reading at only $20, despite it being one of the most important readings that I offer. So if you're interested, feel free to hit me up. Okay, guys? Mwah. God bless you. Bye.